Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
It's time for the mega auctions in this mega cricket carnival called IPL 2022. Remember, per reports, this may be the last time a mega auctions is held in the IPL. 1,214 players have signed up already. Of course, that list will be trimmed down closer to the date of the auctions, the 12th and the 13th February, but still, there'll be a huge pool of players to choose from. There'll also be two new franchises, Lucknow and Ahmedabad. Hello, my name is Tanay Tiwari, and today we are looking at the top 5 overseas batters that teams can look at. Faf du Plessis was a part of CSK's championship winning squad in 2021 and in 2018 as well. He's a seasoned campaigner, he's been there, done that, he's great with the bat, but is also a gun fielder as well. The only thing that's working against Faf du Plessis heading into this auction is the lack of cricket. He was overlooked for South Africa's squad for the T20 World Cup and then hasn't had a lot of cricket. He's of course playing in the Bangladesh Premier League right ahead of the auctions, but the lack of cricket may just work against him. But his last 2 years in the IPL have been phenomenal. He's only bettered his record in terms of runs and average as well. Now, Faf du Plessis is a complete package. He's a run bank, he's a gun fielder, he's also a very stable and able head in that leadership group. So if a team wants that cool, calm, composed presence in their leadership group, they may go for Faf du Plessis, which tells me that Faf du Plessis may just be a hot property come IPL Auctions 2022. Every time he's taken the field in recent times, it's been Marsh time. That's the kind of form that Mitchell Marsh has been in recently. In the T20 World Cup final, he was a player of the match and he carried that form over into the BBL as well. 300 plus runs. The only problem is that Mitchell Marsh hasn't really proven his worth in the IPL so far. Even in 2021, he pulled out because of an ankle injury, but his rich vein of form coming into this year's IPL may just tempt a lot of franchises, especially his additional ability to bowl as well. That's a hard package to resist, and expect some bidding wars for Mitchell Marsh this IPL auction. The big Jonny B came to the IPL and took it by storm. He's been a force to reckon with ever since his IPL debut. And he's one of those batters who once sets in, doesn't settle for less. He goes on to score big. He's got a penchant to score big and score really quickly. Something that SRH fans have now been used to seeing. But now he's out in the auction pool and there is a recent form that's not helping his case. He's not scored a lot of runs in that T20 World Cup. Before that, he pulled out of the second half of IPL 2021, citing personal reasons. But the kind of package that Jonny Bairstow brings to the table in terms of his fielding abilities, his keeping abilities, and his striking power, teams may just overlook that recent run of form in T20s because Jonny B is an absolute package and a package that teams will go after with a lot of their monies. Now, one of the most sought after names in this IPL auction is definitely going to be Quinton de Kock. He's a proven performer for a proven franchise. As an opener for the Mumbai Indians, he was instrumental in their championship years in 2019 and 2020. Both years, he scored 500 plus runs. In 2021, when he failed to do that, it also reflected in MI's journey in the tournament. Post that, in the T20 World Cup, he was mired in off-field controversy, did not take part in that game against the West Indies. Then stepped down as a test player for South Africa. Things seemed bleak, but then he came out against India in that ODI series and proved his worth again. Helped South Africa clean sweep India, and he is in a very rich vein of form heading into IPL Auctions 2022. That form, that experience and that pedigree, Quinton de Kock may just start a bidding war come the auctions. David Warner loves the IPL and the IPL loves him back. That's the relationship that this explosive southpaw shares with this tournament. He's the only overseas batter in the top 5 run scorers of the tournament. The other 4 are all Indians. That goes on to show you how much David Warner enjoys playing in the IPL. He scores bucket loads of runs and has also led his team to an IPL title. But 2021 was a very difficult year in part for David Warner. He had to relinquish his captaincy at SRH, also sat out. Really sat out. Not even in the dugouts. He was sitting in the stands in some of those games for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. But then bounced back, was the player of the tournament in the T20 World Cup 2021, powered his side to their first ever T20 World Cup title, and he has been riding high on form ever since. He is a leader, he's a proven performer, which means teams will break bank for David Warner in this auctions. That's how our list looks for the top 5 overseas batters ahead of IPL Auctions 2022. How different does your list look from ours? Don't forget to share it with us across all social media platforms. Send them in.